playground.
He wants to be the boss. He never wants to be the worker to become the boss.
To become the boss.
So
he doesn't want to work his way
He
up.
never wants to become. He never wants to be the worker.
This guy folds like a cheap suit.
Well, he calls it being a businessman.
Yeah, I mean, really, man. And then, I mean, he struts with that macho thing. And I think some of those people out there in the same thing. They love dressing up. They love talking tough. Mm-hmm. They love it. Ain't gonna bust a grape, as we used to say.
Not in a food fight.
In a food fight.
At a winery.
Yeah. in a vat of grapes. All right. So anyway, just guys like that, I mean, black or white, it just turns me off, man.
The whole bravado.
Yeah, the whole bravado thing. Let's turn on that and let's put somebody else up to do it,
Especially when it's a false pretense, when that's not close to who you really are.
You really are. Man, be yourself, be real, and cut out the craziness. Speaking of cutting out craziness, let me do this though, right? Because this is important. Let's talk about what moms do. And it saddens me to say we got to talk about a grieving mother right here. We've heard a lot of voices concerning the shooting of Ahmaud Aubery. Let's hear from the voice, as far as I'm concerned, that matters so much more than a lot of the other stuff you hear, guys. Hold on.
I saw my son come in the world. And seeing him leave the world, it's not something that I want to see ever.
An emotional response from the mother of a young man.
All right. That's Miss Cooper Jones, Wanda Cooper Jones. That is his mother.
Yeah.
It's like
reaction.
Give me your reaction.
My reaction is, I think it's egregious that the place that she saw it first was social media. She didn't get to see that on her own timing, or as other people saw it, because I guess prosecutors and district attorneys had saw it, other people had saw it, but she didn't see it. How your child died, but to wonder about it, but then find out on social media instead of in an official term.
Powerful point, man. I hadn't thought. Powerful point.
It completely changes things when people who had the information just didn't show you.
Because people are now talking about your son as an object, as in a dispassionate way.
Yes.
I mean, the passion is there, but they're talking about him. His humanity is like incidental to it all. He's the focal point, like an object.
Yes.
Like, this happened. Wow.
Yes.
What about you, DK? What was your response, man?
I am so sick.
I need you to speak up, something. I need you to. Okay. There you are. Okay. Gotcha.
We got you.
It goes on and on and on, and I'm a citizen's arrest. Call the police, man. If you think this young man did something, police. And see, I guess the old man figured he was still the police. They're going to go out and make a citizen's arrest. I really think that these kind of tendencies should be fought. We don't need all across the country white men deciding that they can make citizens arrest.
Vigilante justice.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous, man. And totally unnecessary. And then with Paris, you were talking about humanity. To remove the humanity from this young man, you get out the car with a shotgun.
Explain himself to you?
Yeah. It looked like and Doc, tell me what you think. It looked like a hunting expedition.
Yeah.
Where
it truly looked like a hunting expedition. They just didn't have on the orange vest.
Well, they didn't have time. They didn't have time to get them on. It seems as if even their posture and their positioning, one person on back of the truck while the other person approaches, that's what you would consider a wild animal. And you're getting the adrenaline off of getting close to it. and they expected him to just acquiesce, but we have fight or flight.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
so these things are natural, but for them, it looked like a hunting expedition.
Yeah.
The guy following was filming it. They all were in on
filming it. Yeah, right.
they trapped him.
Like they used to parade the bodies around after lynching.
Yeah,
they take pictures of it and have picnics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They truly with it and almost did.
Almost did. Now they've been arrested. Thank God.
Yeah,
it should have been. Well, we'll still have to see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's important.
Yeah. The thing was that so far, what is it? 2 grand juries have turned it down. This is their 3rd grand jury, or will it be
well, we've had prosecutors
recuse themselves.
And I think we have to watch out for the recusal, because that can almost be used as an excuse for non-action.
Yeah.
Well, I recused myself. Right. Well, you still could have pushed forward a process or put it in front of somebody.
Sure.
So a recusal can be an easy excuse for, but you still turn your head.
Yeah.
If you see someone get killed, and you say, I'm not going to say anything, and I'm going to put the word recusal in front of that.
Yeah.
That doesn't omit the fact that you saw a murder.
That's the Pontius Pilate defense, sort of. Look, I'm not involved. I'm not involved. Well, of course you are. You are the governor. You are the governor of the province.
Of course
what
you
are
are.
Talking about? What are you talking about here?
Absolutely.
So you are the government's representative. Anyway, guys, let's get there. I want to get the audience an opportunity to get in on any of these things. There are others, of course, but it's boy, set my priorities.
It's another world, ain't it?
Yeah.
It is.
Look. When you sit down to do one of these kinds of shows, and both of you guys know this because you've done it also. You sit down to lay your priorities out, the things you want to discuss, and on a different day, your priority shifts to different things. But this is Ahmaud Aubery's birthday, the day that would have been his date of birth. That is his date of birth. And I would imagine that people who have thoughts on this. I know that the unemployment numbers are strong. We talked about that. I am angry as hell about Mississippi stealing all of that money, $300 million from black folks, because they will. That's death too, of a different kind.
Yeah, economic death.
It's economic death, and it's entrapment. I mean, not entrapment, but it traps people in poverty.
Yeah,
and they have fewer choices. People stolen money that was meant for them. This last round of small business loans that went out, went to wealthy people instead. And now we got millions of people out of work. All of those things. But I just wanted to talk about the human side. So with that, let me go to the phone and see who wants to pick up on this subject, guys, and then you guys can handle it from here. Hello, guys. Hello, caller. You're on.
Hey, how y'all doing this morning?
Good. Blessed.
Good, man. How are you?
All right. Just want to have a little conversation. Yesterday, I got a chance to see part of the town hall meeting that occurred with some of the Congress representatives, doctors, et cetera, talking about the virus. First, there's an idea that there's always this equivalent of this affects blacks and browns disproportionately. Well, let me just make sure people understand there are twice as many Hispanic or brown people in Houston as there are black people, according to the statistics. Our rate of death is 35%. Their rate of death is 30%. So therefore, there's no. 30% of those cases, not on a per capita basis. So there is no equivalent that black folks are disproportionately affected by this. All right. Now, the thing that gets me in all of this talk is that all that is said in the vein of supporting a system of oppression. And that's what I find insane. I mean, we're talking about this like, oh, this just happened. I don't know what causes this, but it gets caused when you're cut off. How do we get to health disparities? Because you can't afford health care.
Right.
How do we get to needing some food in your house because you can't afford food? How do we get to all these things? It's because we can't afford them. How do you get to gentrification? You can't afford them. How do you get to more stealing in your community? You simply can't afford them. So until we, I don't know at what point we will stop just accommodating the system of oppression. While we need these things out there for folks who are in need today, the solution is to break out of the oppression. We did it 100 years ago. We just don't seem to be able to do it anymore. We seem to want to accommodate this system of oppression. And I tell you what, those who accommodate the system of oppression the most get killed the most. They die the most. They are the poorest. Yeah. Look at every community. So you got, we see the China market for that, that's dominated by a lot of Asian factors and so forth. You see all these other businesses, and so they have. You don't even hear them talking about them, and hear them talking about them and these high death rates. You look at other communities who don't accommodate that system so much, a whole lot less. But we accommodate this system more than anybody else. So we're not talking about putting money in to build us up economically in a way that's significant.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
We're
Ray.
talking about accommodating that system.
Yeah. And look, I certainly look forward to your conversations, and I wanted to go on. We ran long today on other information, but your observation is duly noted and always welcome. You know that.
Okay.
So we will have to. Any comments, guys?
My comment, sort of to what he was saying is kind of breaking out of the, the monotony of what we've been doing. I would like to refer it toward the Ahmaud Aubery situation. I would like to say for people to don't lose focus. You have to remember that this wasn't taken to, it wasn't given to the grand jury until we saw the tape. To get away with it now, I do know they were going to do something. It's been since February, and he's been walking free. So don't forget to look at the prosecutors and the district attorneys, because these are people you vote for. And these are people who hold the keys to whether someone is prosecuted or not. So you can be mad as you want at the people who did it, but you also have to pay attention to who facilitates them to get away
because
with it.
This is not, as my brother Kofi would say, or Ali Muhammad would say, look, it's not a broken system. That system was operating the way they intended it. Right. All right, Obadike, any thoughts on that before we go to the next call?
I just want to say, man, we talk public policy just about every week. It's just a regular point of conversation. Your point of conversation, Tyrone's point of conversation, my point of conversation. We have to understand the system that we live in. And we need to work to protect ourselves. I guess this show to some degree was about protection. We had Miss Bradley on protection. The brother from the Kappa Alpha side talked about protection. And we need to be prepared to protect ourselves. And the only way we really can do that is to participate. And if we don't form an agenda, we at least need to try to get people in position to lean toward whatever amorphous agenda.
Right. Okay, all right, let's see. Caller, you're on with Obadike and Tyrone Irvin in Paris. What's happening?
Hey, we used to say the whole world is a stage that everybody's playing a part, but this age of transparency, man, is getting me down.
Okay, all right, I got to run with that one because we got let's see, caller. I want to get as many as we can here in a flashpoint. Go ahead.
Hey, how you doing? How you guys doing today?
Wonderful.
Doing good.
Great. I'm doing good. I was just listening to the last person, not the caller, but the person who made that. I think made that last comment, and I'm gonna be real brief. It goes back to what we got to start loving each other, because and this is what I mean by that. And you talked about defending ourselves. Okay, so we march. We've been crying. We've been praying. Now we got to start loving each other because look, they are killing our men and women and children without impunity and loving each other. You don't hear them killing Muslims. I mean, real Muslims. They don't kill them because they carry themselves with decency and respect. And if you hit one of them, you got to hit all of them. And if you crack one of them over the head, you got to crack all of them. And when they get mad, they don't burn and loot. We as citizens, we may need to consider Black Americans going out and getting arming ourselves, just getting, license to carry. And when they come running, run behind a tree and take aim, because the government, as this man told us, you have a white nationalist in office. The president is on that mission. He's firing anybody that goes against him. All of those people are for him. These people have become emboldened. He has emboldened them.
Okay, you can look. You left a lot there for us to discuss, and we think,
we have to get back to that on another Friday.
Yeah. Well,
I would love to get to that.
And look, y'all, I'm gonna hang up with this last comment. You know, the NAACP came across my website and said, "We won't die anymore." My response to them is, "What is?"
Exactly.
All right.
Getting civil rights leaders. What's your plan? Now,
Okay. We gotta do that. Caller, go ahead, please. Make it quick.
I'm gonna make it real quick. Those
Yes, sir.
three of them,
Yes, sir.
you thought you got away. But guess what? The video is out there, the prosecutor, whatever y'all want to do is try to change this situation. Tell me that black man tried to kill them or do that. They try to twist the thing. We all gonna see what's gonna happen, y'all. It's gonna be it's a mess down there in Georgia right now. So don't think you got away, and especially the one that video this here.
Yes,
let us know y'all premeditated this mess. It's been going on for too doggone long. And then the prosecutor gonna turn around and say, "Oh, they were defending themselves from him."
Yeah. All right. Okay, well, we gotta go. I hate to rush you guys off. I mean, you've all got great points. But here at the station, we got to honor the clock. We do. And man, left on this. Okay, go ahead.
I'm
DK.
just gonna say, remember what Sister said. We need to love each other, man. Literally, I don't want to sound too weird, but we need to God in each other. I need to look at you, parents, and see me. You need to look at me and see you. We need to understand that we are each other. With that all the time. We are each other, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
No
doubt. As much as it pains me, I got to let it go today, guys. I know I got lines holding here, but we got my man. We got my man, the Top Jock, coming up, and we certainly want
just tell him to go on with him. Don't hang up. Go on with Mike.
Just roll it over.
Well, you'll be able to call back in the business. I don't know what Michael has in the mix today, ladies and gentlemen, but he will certainly lead the way for you. All right, my man Tyrone. I almost called you over DK. Okay. Thanks over DK. Now Tyrone. What's up?
Oh yeah, I love it.
All right.
Well, I just hope everybody, don't let this stuff mess with your spirit too much, because it does hurt. But we have to remember that things are shown to us strategically. There has been some of the same instances happen recently. We've had people killed yesterday. In fact, yesterday I was watching and I saw that they were a man's daughter for her 18th birthday. She was graduating. Now, this man was a security guard, and he got shot for trying to enforce the store's policy on someone wearing their mask. And so we have to remember that people are getting killed and people are dying. It's selective of which ones we see, but it's happening. It is definitely happening. So, let's just be mindful, keep our eyes on everything, and, just try to get through the next day and prepare for change.
All right. Please be sure you do. We are 12:30. out in Paris. Want to remind you to go out to Cullen. We want you to go to Cullen Middle School or on Scott Street and get that shot. Get tested. Get tested. 6900 Scott Street in Houston, Texas, 77000.